G'day champions, welcome back, and today I just want to run through a bit of a story time. I want to talk about the past, things that happened about a year ago, and then compare it to today, and it's about fuel, okay, the cost of fuel. So, we may have noticed at the Bowsers right now that the cost of fuel, the cost of gas, petrol, whichever country you're in, it's up. It is expensive. I was looking down south over the border, mate, down at Sydney and Melbourne, and they had fuel prices coming in at, I saw over $2.20 per litre. Now, I'm up in Queensland, up north of the border, and fuel's just clicking around $2 a litre for me right now. I'll put a conversion up on the screen, litres to gallons, Australian dollars to Uncle Sam buckaroos for my American compadres watching. So you just get an idea of what it's looking at. And, like, let me know, guys, like, is fuel expensive in America? Drop it down below in the comments. But fuel in Australia is going up. It had gone down a little bit. It did have this good little period where, you know, it wasn't too bad, but it had still gone up significantly. But about a year ago, so story time, about a year ago, the delivery companies, they had fuel subsidies. So they were charging the customers more for a fuel subsidy and passing money across to the driver. Saying if you did this many kilometers on app, we'll give you this much money. They were increasing order offers on some other apps to give you money for fuel. They had fuel discount codes and stuff like that to help drivers offset. So they would, the gig companies realized when fuel was a year ago going up to $2 a litre, that drivers were struggling. Now, fast forward a year, fuel's back to them high prices again, but there is no subsidies. If anything, we are losing more money from inflation, so the cost of living is just skyrocketing through the roof right now. And yeah, let's paint the picture. So cost of living's through the roof right now, and you, let's hypothetically you, have signed up to become a gig delivery driver to try earn some extra revenue, to try keep your head above water through these tough economic times. And then the cost of fuel's gone up, and it's starting to become a zero-sum game. Does anyone feel that way? That it's becoming a zero-sum game? You side hustle more, but the cost of everything, your fuel, your maintenance on the car, is also increasing, so you're not really getting too much further ahead. I remember I used to get ahead heaps better. When I first started on Doordash and Uber Eats, I used to make a killing, dude. Absolute killing. And I think around when I started, fuel was about $1.30 a litre. Sometimes down to like $1.20, $1.10 even. That was great. Now, I'm staring down the barrel of $2 a litre, and it's probably going to go up higher, let alone the people down south, Sydney, Melbourne, $2.20 a litre, even higher again. So, these higher fuel costs, these are direct hits to your operating profit. So, your operating expenses get subtracted from what you get offered through from the gig companies, leaving you X amount of money left before taxes get applied, of course. So, should the gig companies bring back some subsidies now that fuel's gone up through the roof? Or do you think they think, oh, well, you know what, everything's got more expensive, so if fuel's gone up, everything else has, so why should we pass on more costs to the customer to try offset for the drivers? Or should the gig companies take a hit? Should they take a loss so that we as drivers don't have to? Do you think the gig companies would do that? I'd like to think they would, but I don't think they will. I think the gig companies are like, well, you know what, cost everything's going up. Let's try keep the cost for our customers and our merchants down as low as we can, and we'll let the drivers take the blunt of it. We're not going to give them fuel subsidies. We're going to reduce their offers. We're going to make it less money per offer for them while fuel's going up and the cost of living's going up. We're going to give them $5.50 orders. For Australians, for Australia, $5.50, that's the lowest standalone offer so far. It used to be $6.23 a year ago, but it's reduced down by 73 cents. Well, fuel's gone back up and there's no subsidies anymore. So it's not as lucrative as it used to be. And fuel is not helping the situation. So I'll throw it out to you guys. Are you having issues with fuel right now? How have you adapted to the re-rising cost of fuels without the subsidies? Have you got any hacks? Any tips? Any suggestions? How are you working through this? Have you switched across to an electric vehicle? I would, but I can't afford it, and even if I could afford it, I got nowhere to really park and charge it. I'm in a share house right now, so I can't really just be like, yeah, my car must be the one that's inside the garage so I can charge it all the time. Doesn't work that way in a share house. You got to, share things around, share space around. You can't just claim things, but neither here nor there. That's my personal living situation. So, how are you working around? Have you abandoned the car and have you gone to a motorcycle? Have you abandoned the car and gone to a push bike? Are you trying different things? I know my zones don't support a push bike. I have seen one guy out there riding around on an e-bike before in the daytime. I don't think you could do e-bike riding at night time because I've got long drawn out highways and country roads around me, so it's just not practical. Yeah, how are you guys adapting? Are you trying to find fuel discount vouchers outside of the gig apps? Or do you think the gig company should just turn around and just pay us more, bring back some subsidies, pay us for all these extra mileage that we're doing for them? Well, we're bearing the cost of the fuel going up. What do you think? Do you think subsidies should come back in? Do you think we should get paid more, especially in these tough economic times? How come everywhere else wages are slowly going up to combat inflation? They're getting like, 2, 3%, 5%, 7%, whatever you have going on from W-2 jobs or full-time jobs or general jobs, there's generally an increase to the salary over the years. I have not seen that. Doordash, I'll pull Doordash into the ring here. And once again, they're the big boys, so the big boys get the punches. Doordash has not been increasing the base orders by a little bit each year for CPI. They haven't been doing that, no. They've gone the other way and they've reduced them. So it's gone down. It's not supporting drivers, no. And yeah, I'll keep coming back to it. Fuel is going up, and I think it will keep going up and up and up, further up. And there's nothing we can do as drivers against it. We don't write economic policy. We're not there, the oil companies selling stuff and working out deals with politicians. That's not our job. Our job is to deliver chicken nuggets. But the cost to us is we need to pay for fuel to deliver chicken nuggets. So how should this be approached from the gig companies? Is it fair that they starve us? Is it fair that we bear the brunt of the costs for fuel rising? Should the customer have the fuel levies applied again to their orders? Should something else happen? Should there be a different service fee? Should the gig companies negotiate good deals with partners such as certain fuel stations to get really good discounts? And guys, I'm not talking about like a 4 cent a litre discount that you get on the back of a shopping docket. I'm talking about something meaningful. A 15 cent, 20 cent a litre discount. Because we're the ones driving, we're the ones absolutely flogging it out. We're filling the car up over and over, doing delivery driving. And, that's not for our enjoyment, that's for work. So, what should happen here? How should this work? Is anyone struggling with this right now? Are you struggling with the cost of fuel? I know that it's increased my operation cost. I used to run about $7 to $8 an hour on fuel if I was just driving the entire time. Now I'm running close to $11, sometimes $12 an hour, just depending. So, it's like $4 an hour. So if I work, 10 hours a week, that's $40 a week that I'm not getting in my pocket anymore. It's just disappearing. Bye to the petrol station. So, that's money I'm not getting back. So that sucks. And I'm not just going to say it just sucks for me. It sucks for you as well. It sucks for everyone watching because you're all going through the same thing. So how should it be handled? Just let me know your thoughts. Drop it down below in the comments. What do you think should happen? Is fuel fair? I don't think fuel's fair. I think the fuel prices are disgustingly overpriced. And I think the government as well, sorry government, but you have a big part to play here. You've got so many fuel excise tax in there. You've got GST in there. You've got all these taxes increasing the cost of fuel for the Australian consumer. And I'm sure other countries are doing the same thing as well. But governments have jacked up the price of fuel on us, which sucks. But, once again, we don't write policy. We just deliver chicken nuggets. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Fuel sucks. That's my thoughts. I don't know what to do about it. Let me know what we should do about it. Cheers, guys. Have a good one. Hi, mate. Have you subscribed to Chris yet? Of course I did. The subscribe button is just down there. Did you know he's trying to get to 10,000 subscribers? 10,000? That's 5 times the size of Cuba Petey. Cuba Petey, mate. Cuba bloody Petey, mate. Cuba Petey, mate. Cuba bloody Petey. He's got some more videos over there too. Over where? Just over there. Over here? Yeah, mate, that's them. Cheers, mate. I'll keep watching because there's always something new. And I'll see you in the next one. Who are you legends?